So let's have a look at the field here at the present time.
He's got no chance. He's just he's just dropped me right off. That's the finish of that today.
Ron Taylor. Oh, gee, he can talk and he's underwater too. Ted Whitten. All right, Fox Hill is the scratching for the Greg Mitchell Toyota Geelong Cup. So we go on to number 2, See Pictures, to be written by Jay Cassidy.
See Pictures from the very powerful Brian Mayfield Smith stable and to be ridden by Jim Cassidy. Doesn't seem to have any wet track form, which may well go against it, although he's obviously a promising horse on a firmer track.
Number 3 is Fidoir, to be ridden by M. Pay.
Yes, looks good too, and one that will be ideally suited by the conditions out here because he does race handy to the pace, may even lead, is a knob in the wet. Form is excellent with the last start second behind Farristan at Caulfield. Definitely very hard to beat.
4, Gold Deck, Mark Riley.
Well, Gold Deck, until the rain came, was one that had a definite chance in the race. Now the rain has come, I'm afraid it is going to ruin Gold Deck's chance because he simply doesn't really like the wet track.
Well, we'll try and get a look at Gold Deck when they unrug them completely. Number 5 is Always Summer, G. Willards.
Yes, well, she's had a long campaign, Always Summer, and to my knowledge, she's never really been noted for stamina. She's running over 2,400 metres today. That's as far as she likes to go. She couldn't run a place in the Cranbourne Cup last start, and I really doubt that she can win today unless that she can handle these conditions better than some of the others.
Take out number 6, My Tristram's Bell. Number 7, Norfolk Bard, Rodney Griffiths.
Well, Norfolk Bard has come into favouritism for the race, following a very good 5th in the Herbert Parr handicap and then a good 3rd in the Moe Cup. He's got good wet track form in New Zealand, and he's definitely one I think will appreciate the going and a very good chance of winning.
Number 8 is Mintmaster, Harry White.
Yes, he's the form horse for the race, having run second in the Cranbourne Cup at his last start. He's really unknown on wet tracks. He has been placed in the wet, but he's only won 3 races, so probably we don't know a lot about him. I think he'll handle it all right myself.
Second or third in the Cranbourne Cup?
Second, ran 3rd. Did I say second, Phil? Well, I meant to say 3rd. He ran 3rd in the Cranbourne Cup behind Alternate.
And then we go on to number 9, Enchanteur, L.A. Sullivan.
Enchanteur is a winner in the wet and won a St Ledger at Flemington, but really hasn't done anything this time in. Maybe the longer distance and the wet track will be in his favour, but I'd like to wait really to see him do a little bit more before having any confidence in the horse.
Let's look now at number 10, Tierra Wrist. The rider here. I haven't got a rider.
No, I haven't got a rider either. There's none in the book.
We better check this. Okay, but number...
Tierra Wrist?
Darren Gauci. That's Darren, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Riding number 10, Tierra Wrist.
And Tierra Risk is a very smart horse in Sydney. He did nothing at Caulfield in the Kunji handicap when he ran 11th behind Periscope. But I'm told by the boys down from Sydney that he is a very good galloper. He does handle the wet, and they expect him to go well.
Number 11 is Trade Line, D. Murphy.
Well, Ted Whitten tipped Trade Line. It wasn't a bad run at Caulfield when 5th in the Coogee handicap. Another one who's possibly a little bit of trial on this going.
Number 12 is Remaster, M. Clark.
Yes, he's an improved horse, stepping up a little bit in class here, but he did win at Moonee Valley recently on a good track. He handles the wet, and I think he's in with some sort of a chance. 13
is Windy Minx, M. Province.
He's had pretty reasonable form in Adelaide in slightly weaker company and has got a W next to his name in the book, so obviously he's won in the wet track, not without a place chance.
14, Pika McGuess, M. Carson.
Yes, another roughie because he keeps plodding on and he has won in the wet, but he did run last in the Kunji handicap, so he's got to improve.
15 is Wholesome, P. Alderman.
Very difficult horse to follow and really hasn't shown much in recent runs. I would think would have to improve a tremendous amount to be in the finish.
Meggsy Elkington train, number 16, Paris Tram, C. Din.
And not without a chance either. Will be long odds, but might sneak into a place because when he did win recently at Sandown, it was an absolute bog, and he's got really conditions similar to that here today. So Paris Tram, an outsider with a chance.
17 is Sovereign Place, B. Griffin.
One that's stepping up in class considerably, only second at Echuca last start, so I really don't give him a great deal of hope in this race. Although, if he handles the wet, who knows what can happen on a day like today.
18 is Multigold, S. Tronerid.
Yes, Multigold doesn't appear to measure up to the class. He's only won once in 35 starts, and he wouldn't be good enough for this.
Righto, well, that's it for the big one today, the Greg Mitchell Toyota Geelong Cup, and now we have...
Guard the rails next to it, See Pictures. They're set for the Cup. Light on. Ready to go. Racing. Feedaway got away reasonably well. Norfolk barred away well next to the rail with Sea Pitches, and just behind them Sovereign Place, the Grey Mintmaster. Paris Tram away well. Now here's the baldy face Feedaway. They're all going up quickly out wide with Always Summer, Tierra Wrist. Windy Minx out very wide. Trade Line tacked in behind them. Well back in the field on Chanteur with Hull Sam, Norfolk barred. A length and a half to Remaster Peckham, I guess, and 5 lengths to Multi Gold last of all. Well, Feedaway's in his favourite posse in front with Tierra Wrist the outside as they leave the straight. Sea Pitches on the fence third with Paris Tram next. One away to Mintmaster, Trade Line the stablemate, Always Summer 3 deep, Sovereign Place the rail Gold Deck. A half Windy Minx 2 to Enchanteur. Norfolk barred well back as he always does. 3 deep Hull Sam Peckham, I guess, Remaster, and gee, Multi Gold can't go a yard, 10 lengths away last. 1500 out in the cup, and Feedaway's going well. He's got his ears pricked. He's a length to Tierra Wrist. One away on the inside. Sea Pitches a half to Paris Tram, having a good run. Always Summer wide, and the stablemates inside of it. Trade Line and Mintmaster. A length to Windy Minx on the inside of it. Sovereign Place. Hull Sam off the track. Further back on the field then to Norfolk barred. Gold Deck just in front of it with Enchanteur outside. Norfolk barred. Remaster's third last from Peckham, I guess, and 15 lengths away last of all Multi Gold. About to climb the hill at the 1100. Feedaway 1 length in front of Tierra Wrist. Paris Tram hard ridden third. A length and a half to Sea Pitches, 2 to Mintmaster. Some of these horses under pressure a long way out. On the fence, Gold Deck improving around them, Hull Sam. Then Norfolk barred starting to come into the picture, but he's hard ridden up the hill from Sovereign Place, Trade Line. Remaster on Chanteur, 5 to Always Summer, right out of it from Windy Mix and Peckham, I guess. Well, Feedaway's bolting at the 800. I reckon he's home. He's raced out 4 to Tierra Wrist and Paris Tram, 2 to Hull Sam and Sea Pitches. Here's Norfolk barred coming out of the pack. Further back, Mintmaster, and hooking out then is Sovereign Place, and further back in the field, Gold Deck. Feedaway's 3 in front of the turn, but he's come back with them quickly. Norfolk barred making a run with Sovereign Place, a length and a half to Paris Tram on the turn, and Feedaway, he's had to go for it. He's about a length in front of Norfolk barred, Paris Tram. I think it's Enchanteur out wide. I just can't see the colours at all in the straight. Feedaway's about a length and a half in front. It looks to be Enchanteur out after it. Behind those horses, Norfolk barred and Paris Tram. It's Feedaway clear with about 100 to go. In second placing, it's Enchanteur, and then Norfolk barred, but Feedaway has got it won. A great staying performance. He's come away to win 2 lengths to Enchanteur. 5 to Norfolk barred, and Peckham, I guess, running on. Then Paris Tram. Behind them would have been Sovereign Place, Mintmaster, Gold Deck, Remaster and Hull Sam. Trade Line, Windy Minx, well back Sea Pitches. Then Tierra Wrist, 100 metres away, Always Summer, and Multi Gold. Well, he was bolting at the 800 and he got away 5 lengths, and then all of a sudden they picked him up on the turn, but he was kidding to them.
Well, that was it, Bruce. He was bolting, as you said, over there. He looked at, you know, that far from home. It's pretty game broadcasters will say something's going to win a main race, but he was going so well. And the others were under pressure. You mentioned that about a furlong before that, they were even Always Summer had actually dropped right out to be third last at the 800. I thought she had a chance before the race, but Feedaway's just gone away there and had a bit of a rest when the others were under pressure. Their runs had finished and he kept going.
40 and 95. Enchanteur $3 even. Norfolk barred 95. Quinella was 19.05, and the trifecta $207.80. Now in Radio Des, we've got Goblet, Skyhook, 2 and 3 are both out, along with 7 Water Show, 12 Rolanda and 15 Lady Taylor. So I'll just go through those. 2, 3, 7, and of course 12 and 15 were already out. So leaves 13 to run. Emma Green is at 480. Daily Spirit 580. Miss Calamar 230. Stop Snoozing 1175. 680 for Skip. Tatiara 335. 225 Miracle, that's favourite. Rain Charted 770. 650 Space Life. Miss Mila at $6.70. Right, presentations just over.
Rain still falling. Tatiara the rails. Pink Cap, Miss Calamar out wider. racing. Away they go. Caught them in a good line. In fact, they came out as one, easing out Rain Chant after the start and stopped snoozing, lost ground. Showing good speed, and Jaya in the early stages with Tatiara and Princess of Soul and Emma Green and Miracole Lass going quickly. Miss Calamar's also up there out wider. Skip midfield with Daily Spirit, Miss Mila. Fine Thread well out of it, third last. Second last is Stop Snoozing, and on its inside, Rain Chant. At the 1,000, Miracole Lass at a half to Miss Calamar. Princess of Soul outside Tatiara, one away and Jaya, and about a length into Space Light. 2 or 3 to Daily Spirit up the hill, and then behind those horses, Miss Mila and Skip going through on the rail. Another 2 to Emma Green, 1 to Stop Snoozing. Rain Chant back second last, and Fine Thread last of all. Miss Calamar travelling well at the 600 from Miracole Lass the inside. 5 to Princess of Soul. Then on its outside is Space Light, and about 3 lengths further back, Daily Spirit. Tatiara, Skip and Jaya well beaten. Miss Mila, the rest aren't in the race. Well, Miss Calamar looks about 10s on the turn. Led 2 lengths in second place in Miracole Lass, about 5 to Daily Spirit making some ground. Then Space Light, and behind those horses, Tatiara and Skip going to the fence. Daily Spirit's come to the extreme outside with about 250 to go. Miss Calamar in front, but Daily Spirit and the better going out after it from Miracole Lass and Space Light. It's Daily Spirit out wide, charging up to Miss Calamar. Behind them, Miracole Lass. Miss Calamar's been joined by Daily Spirit. Daily Spirit's taken the lead from Miss Calamar, and right down the outside wins. Miss Calamar second, third Miracole Lass from Space Light. Then Tatiara and Princess of Soul together. Behind those horses would have been Skip from Stop Snoozing. Further back in the field, Fine Thread, Rain Chant, Emma Green, Miss Mila, and Ann Jaya, after showing speed, was 100 metres away last. Well, Miss Calamar was bolting at the 600. She'd raced away from Miracole Lass, and the others were a half a dozen lengths away. But Daily Spirit, S. Riddler's come to, I said the extreme outside. There's a wide track. He's come to almost the extreme outside from about the 100 on, but because he was at the 300 and it's so wide, he was in the middle of the track, about 10 or 15 horses off, and has finished too well for Miss Calamar, and has won with Miracole Lass in third placing. Take note, he is out number 1 Astral in the final event. That's just come through. Now, in the Derby trial, Aberidi and Drought are both scratched, and the late scratching is El Vaquero. Auto Air from New Zealand, 280. Priceless Prince is 135. And big odds, all of them, until we go down to number 12, which will be Prince Watan at 390. Take note, Jim Cassidy riding Prince Watan. 495 Sar River. 610 Ceramus. 605 Superior Way, and 935 War Hymn. Priceless Prince, I think he'll run a short price favourite. He's about 13 to 8 at the moment. Daily Spirit 680 and 195. Miss Calamar 85 and Miracole Lass 85. Quinella 1460. Trifecta there was 97.45 for 4, 5 and 10 after race 6. Next one, so we've had some wonderful winners over the years. Blue Era, Tobin Bronze, Clear Prince, Diana, Haymaker. More recently, King Delamere was a very smart horse. And Ron Taylor, Priceless Prince, he looks the one. His form read very well going into this race.
Well, he has got the form, and being a horse that can take up a handy position, Bruce, he looks as though he's the one that is going to be the hardest to beat.
Now, Latin Rule's the last to come up. There's a query with him at the distance, Latin Rule. He's a very promising horse. Light on for the Derby trial. Of course, the Derby at Flemington on the first day of the Cup Carnival. King Lark's very toey. It's drawn out in barrier 5. Seramus toey in 2. Mick Mallion just calling for some help on Priceless Prince. The favourite's drawn in, as Richard Friedman told us earlier, about 6 to 4. Away they go. He jumped all right. Seramus away well. Perth Cowboy away reasonably well. King Lark hard ridden with Auto Air in the early stages, and Out of the Night going up, and Prince Watan coming across with Gouchy. Latin Rule trapped out a bit deep. Sar Rivers back midfield with King Lark inside a bit. One of the last on settling down is Out of the Night, and On the Crest is back with them. And last of all, War Hymn's about 5 lengths last as they go out of the straight. 1800 out, they're getting right into the track, and Priceless Prince is up near the lead today. We're taking it on now, Prince Watan. They're a length to Latin Rule, and Auto Air in the centre with Seramus the rail. A length further back Out of the Night. 2 lengths away, Perth Cowboy, who's midfield, and on his outside, Sar River. Then Diamonds for Us being shaded by Superior Way. 3 to King Lark. 6 lengths on the crest, not going at all well, and War Hymn behind him. Into the back straight, they got the 1400, and Prince Watan, 3/4 Latin Rule, and now Priceless Prince the Rail. Auto Air pulling a bit the outside. Out of the Knights moved up to be 5th. Seramus the Rail, a length away Sar River. Between horses Perth Cowboy, Wonder Superior Way improving a bit. A length the Diamonds for us, 2 to King Lark on the crest. Hard ridden second last and wore him. 1100 out. Gouchy's got Prince Watan travelling all right. A length in front of Latin Rule. Priceless Prince inside Auto Air, 2 to Seramus. Then out of the Night losing ground. Sar River going past it, and so's Perth Cowboy. 2 to Superior Way as they climb the hill. 5 lengths to On the Crest. Diamonds Rush, 3 away King Lark and Wonder wore him. On top of the hill at the 800, and Prince Watan taken on by Auto Air. 2 lengths to Latin Rule. Priceless Prince not going well, the favourite. He's 5 lengths away. Seramus starting to barge his way through. Further back, Sar River, forget the rest. At the 600, Auto Air and Prince Watan together. 2 lengths, Latin Rule under pressure. 5 to Seramus, a gap in the field. Then to Sar River, Priceless Prince and Perth Cowboy. On the turn, Gouchy on Prince Watan's coming to the centre a bit. Auto Air the outside, a length to Latin Rule. 5 to Seramus and Priceless Prince staying down on the inside. Gee, it's heavy in the straight. Where Prince Watan under the whip. Auto Air, Latin Rule there, well clear of Seramus at the 200. Prince Watan under the whip with Auto Air trying to get to him. Latin Rule out wide. Seramus running on pretty well behind them. Under the whip, it's Prince Watan about a length and a half in front of Auto Air and Latin Rule and Seramus. Gouchy riding hard, and this horse has had 3 changes of riders today. He's going to win the Derby trial for Barn. Prince Watan by a length. Second Auto Air. Third Latin Rule. Then came Seramus. Behind them Priceless Prince Superior Way and wore him. On the crest, Perth Cowboy, Sar River, Diamonds for us. And last, or one of the last, was Out of the Night. And here's King Lark, who's just walked over the line now. Well, firstly Greg Hall, then Jim Cassidy, and now Darren Gouchy.
Well, and Darren obviously under strict instructions, get to the front as soon as you can and get him on the fence. And Darren riding a great race. That horse did look particularly well in the parade, Bruce, our last start winner in Sydney.
I asked Bart about this horse, Prince Watan, on Coonji Handicap Day, because I'd seen he'd won at Canterbury. Bart said he'll stay all day. He said he drops the bit and all he can do is stay. He said he's in at Geelong, and he won. 12.36, Auto Air second. Third, Latin Rule, who hung on really well today.
He did, an improved run.
But as Ron said, desperate to get to the fence, Gouch, and then wanted to get to the middle in the straight.
Yes, now here he is. You can see Darren in the red cap, bringing the whip into play. The other two are trying hard. Latin Rule in the pink on the outside, Auto Air in the centre. But under these heavy track conditions, Darren Gouchy, using the whip with great vigour, has got Prince Watan home by a length and a quarter.
And Auto Air, a good run from New Zealand. He won his first 6 races, that horse, and hasn't won since, but he wasn't far away today. And Latin Rule went much, much better. 380 and 125 the winner. Auto Air $1. The Latin Rule 305. And the double today on 3 and 12. Feedawar and Prince Watan 23.65. Just to explain about the jockey change. Prince Watan 380 and 125. Auto Air $1. Latin Rule 305. Quinella 10.40. Trifecta 290.40. And the daily double $97 and 45 cents. That's for 3 Feedawar and 12 Prince Watan. Well, 2 of them Oscar 395. Noble Cavalier is at 690. 285 for Flash Habit. 180 for Lion Duke. Loves It Wet. Gourmet Prince 315. Down to Lighthouse Watson at 630. 330 for number 11 Trick Them. Private Word at $5. So the favourite at 180 on the tote is Lion Duke. And let's go down and join Phil after the... Unfortunately, the damage done to the track already. Light on, racing in the last. Private Word missed it just a bit. Wanderer's Dream a bit slowed. Lord Lanark last early. Away fast Knight of Oscar with Lion Duke going quickly and tricked them. Gourmet Prince tucked in behind them with Noble Cavalier and going up out wide of Lighthouse Watson. 2 lengths to Private Word, hard ridden from Flash Habit. Wanderer's Dream 6 to Live Albert and 3 to Lord Lanark. They'll climb the hill about 1,000 out. Knight of Oscar the outside, Lion Duke the inside. 1 away to Trick Them, a length further back to Lighthouse Watson on the outside of Gourmet Prince and a length further back to Noble Cavalier. 1.5 to Private Word, hard ridden coming to the outside. 1 to Flash Habit, forget the rest. It's 5 to Wanderer's Dream at the 800, 5 to Live Out and 5 to Lord Lanac last of all. Lion Duke is going at Knight of Oscar at the 600 and they're 3 lengths to trick them. 1 to Gourmet Prince, Private Word improving on the outside. 1.5 Lighthouse Watson, Noble Cavalier and 6 to Flash Habit. On the turn at the 450, Knight of Oscar the outside, Lion Duke the rail, 1 to Gourmet Prince. A half length to trick them, coming at them pretty quickly now as they come to the turn and Private Word. Knight of Oscar comes to the centre, Lion Duke stays on the rail. Gourmet Prince under the whip, about 2 to trick them, further back Noble Cavalier. Right down the outside fence, but well out of it, Wanderer's Dream, about 200 to go. Lion Duke, Knight of Oscar and Gourmet Prince. Gourmet Prince trying to get to Lion Duke. Lion Duke right up against the fences, well clear though, he's got it won. Smart ride this and goes on to win clearly by 5 lengths on the line. Second place in Gourmet Prince. Third Knight of Oscar, then tricked them. A gap in the field, Noble Cavalier, Wanderer's Dream, Lighthouse Watson. Then behind them, Private Word, Flash Habit, Lord Lanark and Live Albert. Jay Collinson, the rider of Lion Duke. G. Murphy was booked for both it and Noble Cavalier in the book, but Jay Collinson, the rider, used to ride with Tommy Smith. And that horse has swum through the going. He loves it wet and heavy. And Vivian Smith, it was interesting. He stayed down on the fence and he just bolted him.
Well, I always maintain they lose about 1.5 lengths coming out, and no one seems to have said that the going in the centre was any much better than on the rails, and he never was never headed.
No.
Never looked like losing. He just, kept his action and everything else together, which didn't even race like a tired
The
horse.
first today, Batter Bay at 15 to 1, 685 and 160. Noblest Roman 11 to 2, 115. Elusive Way 7 to 2, favourite 90. Quinella on the first $23 and the trifecta 205.45. In the second, Dashing drifted from 14 to 1. From 4 to 1 to 14 to 1 and still won. 620 and 170. Fashion Prince 8 to 1, 150. Caspian Town 4 to 195. It was a heavily backed favourite in that, having its first start. Horse called Parsifal at 3 to 1. Trifecta 356.80. Race 3. Winner was south of the line at 5 to 1. $3 even and 90. Second, Night Vision 10s. 170 and third, 4 Conciliation at 8s, 140. Quinella 1180 and the trifecta 154.25. Race 4, number 2, Little Nisku, the favourite at 3s, made it 4 in a row. 225 and 85. Venex 9 to 2, 110. Truth 7 to 280. Quinella 880. Trifecta 53.45. Right, race 5 was the Greg Mitchell Toyota Geelong Cup, and Fidawar was the one to beat in the run.
Tram on the turn, and Fidawar, he's had to go for it. He's about a length in front of Norfolk Bard, Paris Tram. I think it's on Chanteur out wide. I just can't see the colours at all in the straight. Fidawar's about a length and a half in front. It looks to be on Chanteur out after it. Behind those horses, Norfolk Bard and Paris Tram. It's Fidawar clear with about 100 to go. In second placing, it's on Chanteur, and then Norfolk Bard, but Fidawar has got it won. A great staying performance. He's come away to win 2 lengths to on Chanteur. 5 to Norfolk Bard and Peckham, I guess, running on.
7 to 2, Fidawar, and he's come into 10 to 1 for the Foster's Melbourne Cup. 240 and 95. On Chanteur 14's $3. Norfolk Bard 13 to 4, favourite 95. Quinella 1905 and the trifecta 207.80. Race 6 today. The winner Daily Spirit at 10s, 680 and 195. Miss Calamar 3's favourite 85. Miracole S 4's 85. Quinella 1460. Trifecta 97.45. To race 7, the Great Western Derby Trial Stakes.
Straight where Prince Watan under the whip, Auto Air, Latin Rule there, well clear of Seramus at the 200. Prince Watan under the whip with Auto Air trying to get to him. Latin Rule out wide, Seramus running on pretty well behind them. Under the whip, it's Prince Watan about a length and a half in front of Auto Air and Latin Rule and Seramus. Gauchi riding hard, and this horse has had 3 changes of riders today. He's going to win the Derby Trial for Bart. Prince Watan by a length. Second, Auto Air. Third, Latin Rule. Then came Seramus behind them.
8s to 11 to 2, the winner 381.25. Auto Air 7's $1. Latin Rule 25's 305. Quinella 1040. Trifecta 290.40. In the last, Vivian's just given me the prices. Lion Duke 4 to 1. Gourmet Prince 4 to 1. Knight of Oscar 8's the favourite Flash Habit 7 to 2. Extra double 42.25. Quadrilla, 879.45. Now, in the last, the Quinella was 625. And the trifecta was $70.05. 625 the Quinella, trifecta $70.05. So that's it from the broadcasting box here at Geelong. I reckon I've had a great spot all day. Vivian's still up here with me, Phil, so you can sign off for the rest of the boys.
OK, thank you very much, Bruce, and congratulations on the calling today under very difficult conditions. And now we have the final presentation of the day.
To run in the Geelong Cup. The light is flashing. The field is set. They're racing. Over on the inside, Norfolk Barters began fast, and See Pictures jumped out quickly with on the outside Mintmaster. Sovereign Place dropping in behind them. Paris Tram away quickly, and Feederar and Always Summer and Tierra Rista going up towards the lead. And further out on the track is Windy Minx. Is about a line of 5 when they come down to the winning post the first time. And Feederar's just in front of See Pictures, Paris Tram. Tierra Rista riding up on the outside. Then Always Summer further back, Trade Line. Further back in the field. Then on the outside, trap wide is Windy Minx. Further back on the inside, Mintmaster from Gold Deck, and then Sovereign Place. Then in Chontor, followed by Norfolk Bard, Holsam. Well back in the field, Remaster, Pika McGesson. 15 lengths to Mouldy Gold last of all. At the 800 metre mark and out of the straight, and Feederar has worked to the front. It's Feederar, the leader, by a length and a half. Tierra Rest, and third on the inside, See Pictures. A half length further back, Paris Tram. 2 lengths then on the inside, Mintmaster. They're followed further back by Always Summer, who's trapped out 3 deep around the outside of Trade Line. On the fence, Sovereign Place, followed on the outside of it by Windy Minx, and then Gold Deck. Remaster running out 3 deep from Norfolk Bard in Chontur. Further back in the field, well out of its ground in Chontur, back there with Remaster, and 3 lengths to Pika McGesson, 12 lengths to Mouldy Gold. Up the back of the track, 1,200 metres to go, and Feederar is in front by a length. Tierra Risk is second, a half on the outside. Paris Tram under pressure. A length and a half further back in the box seat. Fourth at the moment, See Pictures. Then Mintmaster, the rider, starting to feel for him a little, followed by Gold Deck, Trade Line. Always Summer can't get on the track. Further back, Norfolk Bard. They're followed over on the inside by Sovereign Place. Holsam around the outside from Enchanteur. Remaster further back in the field, Windy Minx. And Pika McGuess last of the main bunch. At the 900 metre mark, you can forget Mouldy Gold. It's Feederar striding brilliantly in front by 3 lengths. Tierra Risk is second, a half on the outside. Paris Tram hard ridden. 2 lengths further back, See Pictures, Holsam. Then further back in the field, Mintmaster, Gold Deck, Norfolk Bard further back from Sovereign Place in Chontur. But at the 600 metre mark, and Feederar straight away. Feederar by 4 lengths. Struggling Paris Tram. Here's Norfolk Bard out of the pack, starting to run on well. In Chontur around the outside, and they're followed further back by Holsam. On the turn, 450 to go. Against the inside, Feederar straightened up in the cup. He kicked by 2 lengths to Norfolk Bard. Then on the outside is in Chontur, followed further back by Sovereign Place. At the 200 metre mark, and the leader still Feederar. 2 or 3 lengths in front of Enchanteur on the outside, the only threat. Struggling the others, but it's Feederar still in front with 100 to go. He's revelling in this going, Feederar, the Adelaide Galloper. They won't get him in the cup. And Feederar kept going by Malpay, is going to win the cup well. He wins by 2 lengths in Chontur. 5 lengths away, third, Norfolk Bard. Pika McGuess from last has rattled home on the outside. Then further back, Paris Tram, Sovereign Place. Mintmaster never comfortable from Gold Deck, Remaster. Further back was Holsam, and then came Trade Line. Well back in the field, Tierra Rest dropped out with See Pictures. They're followed by Windy Minx, and tailed right off for Always Summer and Multi Gold. Number 3 has gone straight to the front to lead all the way in the Geelong Cup. Number 3, Feederar, ridden by Malcolm Pay. Number 9, Enchanteur, ridden by Lance O'Sullivan, has run second. And number 7 has run third. The substitute, number 7, North.